Hello, everyone, and happy Kreston Week. I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have, and thank you for all your tremendous activity over social media. I've enjoyed following it, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing the Kreston Global social media, which has been amplifying everything our firms have been doing. So this is our last day of Kreston Week, but I hope the themes live on. This isn't about a week of going green. It's about the whole idea behind that. This seems to be a very, very popular event in our busy weekly schedule. So as people are joining, and I think we have over 90 registered, what I'll do is just kick off with a little bit of the admin. I know you know this, you're experts by now, but if you have any problems on a technical level, please use the chat on my screen. That's at the bottom in the middle. It says chat. Send a little message and our very, very excellent administrative team behind the scenes will sort it out. This event is being recorded. So thank you. You will find it on Kreston Community, where you will also be able to download the slides. Should you wish to do a little run through in your firm, you are welcome. So what are we going to be talking about? Well, I'll give you a bit of context in a minute to explain what this is all about if you're new to it. But it's very, very exciting because I'm going to be joined in a few minutes by Rich Howard, who is the Kreston Global Chairman, and he is going to announce the top referrers across the network. Then I have the good luck of being able to ask those colleagues some questions. You know me, I'm always interested to know, how do they get the clients? What are their experiences? And what can we learn from them? So what I will ask is, if you're on the line and you are announced as a top referrer, please turn on your camera and microphone at that time, because you know I'm going to want to speak to you. Then I hand back to Rich, who will be announcing the very prestigious Spirit of Kreston Award. Rich will tell us more about that, but I think it's been more popular this year than even last. Then we will wrap up this event and indeed Kreston Week. So let's just give you some context of what we're doing here today. So this is our third annual awards, and we call them the Golden Globals. And that's in recognition, of course, of our global footprint and the fact they are indeed awards. It's a really wonderful opportunity to celebrate growth across our firms and what we're seeing in referring and servicing clients. But it's all really about just recognizing, I mean, there's many people behind every successful client, but this is really to celebrate some of our network's busiest referrers. Today, obviously, I've mentioned that Rich is going to be here and he's going to be saying who they are. So without further ado, why don't I hand over to Rich, who can be telling us who he's going to be awarding the Golden Globals to. Hi, Rich. Happy Kreston Week, and over to you.
Thank you, Lisa, and happy Kreston Week to you too.
Thank you.
I hope everyone, as Lisa said, is enjoying our week of events and so forth. And our theme this year, of course, is Go Green for Kreston. So in keeping with that theme, I have worn my green shirt. So I hope, like all of you, you're thinking about ways in which you can, live the spirit of the Kreston Go Green theme and the purpose that we have that includes our having a positive impact on the planet in everything that we do. So today we will be talking about the top 10 referrers, and I'm excited to be here in order to thank these top referrers for their contribution to our network's revenue flow. A little bit of background in terms of how the awards are determined. Each year, the awards are made by analyzing the overall numbers of referrals that are included in Kreston Community from July 1, 2022 to June 30, 2023. So it's the last 12-month period ended June 30 that we use in order to come up with the volumes of referrals. And what we do is we look first at the firms that are on the list as having the most referrals, and then within each of those firms, we look to see who is contributing the most within their own firms to the referral volume. So first of all, we look at the firms, then we look to the individuals. And so now I'm going to read the top 10 referrers and I'm going to do it in alphabetical order by firm name. So our first firm in alphabetical order is from Alex Pico, and Hannah Roynan Jones is the winner. She is unable to be with us today, and so Steve Gully will be here to accept the award on her behalf. Our second winner is from A&O Kreston, including numerics, and it is Dr. Manuel Vogel. Welcome. He was a winner last year, so welcome back. Our third winner is from BHP in the UK, and it is Melanie Jagus. Welcome, Melody. She is new to the list, although her firm has been a winner in the past. Our fourth winner is from Bishop Fleming. And the winner is Andy Field. Again, a new name to the list, but not a new firm, as Bishop Fleming was also one of the winners last year. Next, we have from CBiz MHM in the US, we have Rachel Martins, who was a winner last year. So congratulations, Rachel, for winning again. Next on the list, we have James Cooper Kreston from the UK, Mira Raja, again, a new name from the list, but not a new firm. James Cooper Kreston has been on the list last year as well, and very active. The next two are brand new firms to the list, and the first is from Kreston Iberaudit in Spain, and Elena Ramirez is the winner. Welcome to Elena. And from the Middle East at Kreston Menon, we have Sudhir Kumar, also a new firm to our list of winners this year. Welcome to Sudhir. Going back to the UK, we have Kreston Reeves and James Reed Sparron, who is on the list, and he is part of Jack Clipsham's team in the UK. Welcome to James. And one of our winners from last year has also returned this year from PEM. Hannah Stoney is a winner again this year. Welcome to Hannah, and congratulations. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all 10 of you for all of your contributions to the network this last year. The winner of having the most referrals is from Kreston Reeves, James Reed Sparron. Congratulations to you and to your firm, and to all of the 10 winners today. Without you, our network would not be able to produce the value that we do for each of our members and our clients around the world. We also have one special new award that I want to award this year for the top refer of a new member firm. So a firm that has just joined in the last year is Kreston ProWorks from Japan, and Marek Lahaki is representing that firm here today. Welcome to Marek, and also congratulations on being the top refer of our new firms who've just joined the Kreston network. Welcome to the family, and thank you for all of your contributions. I'm now going to turn over to Liza, who, as she said during the opening, she has many questions for the panelists who have been our winners today, and look forward to hearing from them what drives their success. Liza, back over to you.
That's great, Rich. Thank you. Nicely done. I particularly like the green shirt, and I've enjoyed reading about your firm's busy program, and you indeed posting yesterday about your plants across the world as part of our Freedom campaign. So thanks, Rich, and congratulations to all of our winners. What I'm hoping is that we might see, as if by magic. Look at that. And what a good looking bunch of winners we've got there. Wow, that really is as if by magic. Hi, everybody. Congratulations. So I'm hoping you'll be able to be unmuted. I don't know if it's going to happen one by one or how this is going to happen, but I think it's just really interesting to get under the skin of people who are the sort of engine of the network and are dealing in the clients. And so I'm hoping I could ask a few questions, but you're also very welcome to just sort of offer up some advice. Why don't I start, James? I heard that your firm, Kreston Reeve, made the most in terms of number of referrals. So I'm hoping, are you able to unmute? Yes, you are. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing there?
Good, thanks.
Good. So James, congratulations to you and the firm. I wonder if you could just sort of enlighten us a little bit about what sort of referrals you've been working on.
It's been quite a mix, I think. The primary sort of work stream that we refer on is the tax due diligence elements of our work on a lot of our corporate finance projects, where we've got cross-border elements to them, and we can do the financial diligence ourselves, but we're entirely reliant on our colleagues overseas. So having such a good sort of coverage across the world enables us to do some really fantastic deals that are punching well above our weight. The biggest one was called Project Drive, and I think we were in about 5 different jurisdictions on that one, spread across. So just fundamentally, we wouldn't be able to do it without the Kreston network. So thank you to everyone.
That's great, James. Thank you very much. So I'm going to try and speak to everyone. I'm going to go to Hannah. Hannah, you are well known. Do you just sit on this sort of panel waiting for us to come around each year? I remember talking to you last year, so nice to see you again.
And you.
Can you tell me, has something changed in the last year in the type of referrals you're dealing with?
Well, fundamentally, as a firm, we have lots of different areas. So there is like referrals from all our sort of departments at PEM to into the Kreston network. But myself personally, I work in the employment tax team. So with the world becoming smaller from COVID, there's a lot more employee movement. And that's where the Kreston network really helps me in the work that I do, where people are working across borders. And it's just sort of key to helping our clients.
That's great, Hannah. Nice, thank you, and congratulations again. I'm going to go to Mira if I'm able to magically have her unmuted. Mira, first time on the list, but certainly not the first time at being very busy at Kreston. I think you are very well known to everybody. So nice to see you here. Mira, what would be your top tip if someone was new to international work in a firm and needed to work in the Kreston network? Do you have a top tip for them, or how you would approach it? If you weren't as experienced as you are?
The top tip is that, for me, the most of the referral from our firm is like across the board, all service line. We kind of sort of we get referrals in and referrals out. But I think the top tip is, especially when it comes to tax, try not to do it yourself. So, this is, it's always best not to be the jack of all trades. So it's like, within the European countries, I could put my hand up and say, I kind of know what happens in Germany or what happens in France, but it is very easily, I could miss things. So when we have this network, and I think we should make use of it. And it is very, very important to go to the right countries and with the right expertise, because it's client service is what is important. So if you're going to do a really good service and deliver properly to the clients, and I think it's important we use the specialists we have across the world.
That's great, Mira. Thank you. Nice to see you here as well.
Nice to see you.
Why don't we change continent? Merrick, hello. I'm very impressed to see you for so many reasons. First of all, congratulations. You are obviously one of our very newest firms, but you are already making an impact. And I believe it's very, very late or very early, depending on how you say it, where you are. So congratulations. And I just wondered if you could tell us, what's it felt like? I mean, you joined Kreston not that long ago. What's your journey been like here?
Oh, it's good morning, evening, everyone. It's been amazing, and I think it's one of the fundamental reasons why we joined Kreston. It's to be able to support our clients across the board and around the world. So far, it's just been amazing, and particularly this year when we decided to rebrand to Kreston, that really opened up the doors for everyone and actually seeing us, and then for clients starting to see that Kreston exists in Japan as Krestons, and it's just been amazing. So
That's
thank you.
wonderful. Well, congratulations. I'm delighted you mentioned the whole rebranding, because I know that was a very big decision for your firm, because ProWorks is a big and important name. So congratulations, and thank you for joining.
Thank you all.
At such a
us.
complex time. Where should we go next? Shall we go to Melody? See if you can unmute yourself. I don't know if we can or not. I'm not sure if it's in my gift, Melody, or yours. Let's see. There we are. Perfect. Perfect. Nice to see you. A new face, and that's just great to see. So Melody, what do you think brings you here? What referrals have you been working on that are clearly making such an impact?
I work in the VAT department at BHP, and we do a lot of new registrations, VAT registrations, and various other things for companies and clients, and also 13 directed claims. So having a broad network across everywhere has been great. Even when we've not had a Kreston name, we've been able to get in touch with Kreston, and they've referred us to somebody else. So it's been really good and useful and helpful and supportive for clients. And to be fair, I've been really impressed with the quick responses we've had. And that people are dealing with it fast and efficiently for our clients.
That's great to hear, Melody. And I don't know if you know, but we have a purpose statement, and at the heart of that purpose statement is the word connect. And I do feel it just sums up my whole job. I connect. And so, as you say, normally we have a Kreston firm able to help, but if not, we will connect you to someone who can. So congratulations, and nice to see you on the list.
Thank you.
Why don't we travel? We can travel far and wide. I'm going to travel to the Middle East, because that's quite exciting. I can see Sudhir Kumar on the line from Kreston Menon, which is in UAE. I'm hoping he can unmute himself. And I say congratulations, Sudhir, because I've never seen a Middle East firm on the list before. So congratulations on that. Tell us what's happening in the Middle East generally then, in terms of sort of international work, and why you feel that your firm has managed to get on this top 10 referral list.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to get this. And the interesting part is we had referrals from all services which we do. And we are now known as very popularly in the Middle East, altogether as one brand. And the referrals which have come has reached all over the Middle East, and even as far as UK and Vietnam. So the Middle East, the companies consider Kreston as a brand which is so powerful, which can do business in Spain. We talk to Indian embassies in Spain. We speak to businesses all over the Middle East. We speak to global headquarters of a major engineering firm which has been started auditing in UK. Even though I had to start in the Middle East. So what we were able to do, and what we are so happy is, Kreston as a brand is known, it's already known in the region as a brand which is so powerful in the region and all over the world, actually. That's what we are trying to do, and we are trying to still make it much more popular. And we are getting very good response. Our entire Middle East team is so much more aggressive than all of us, and that brings us more energy, and that's what helps us doing it. And I see the next 1 year going to be totally different. We have reached many other levels of services across various companies, bigger companies, and we will be known with our referrals now of few, which will go double in the next 1 year. So I'm so happy that this is happening. Thank you so much. And I see the entire success all over the region here as a trademark for Kreston brand all over the world. Thank you.
That's great, Sudhir. Thank you. You've mentioned brand, which is what Marek mentioned earlier about adopting the Kreston name. And I think I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong, that every single firm in the Middle East is called Kreston something. Is that right?
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
And that's come a vehicle for you, has it, to win business?
Exactly. The government as well as the regulatory authorities are considering us as a Kreston brand. which is spread all over the Middle East with offices. So when we talk about Kreston Global Conference happening in the UAE and the first time in the Middle East region, when we talk to other regions, they all understand this as a Kreston brand, one name which is coming up and having the global conference in this country. So it is well known now as Kreston. Our firms are together as one brand in the region.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Sudhir, you mentioned Spain, so that gives me a clue where I could go next, because I can see Elena on the line. Hello, Elena. Elena is from Kreston IBA Audit. So I don't know if Elena can unmute, but Elena, maybe you could tell us something about what makes a referral successful for you. I mean, what are you looking for? If you were looking to, say, Middle East, Sudhir mentioned something there. If you were looking to Middle East, well, what do you need them to do for you with a referral? What are the key ingredients there?
Okay, well, I would say that the main subject of our referrals is about tax and audit in general, and it's mainly related to Spanish businesses that are expanding worldwide. So I think that it's very important. What our clients are looking for is that our Kreston colleague understands their needs and the philosophy of the client. No? So I think that in order to be successful with the referral, we think it's very important the communication from our side, from Kreston IBA side, and explain our Kreston colleagues how is the client, how he likes to be treated and its needs, so that our Kreston colleagues can do a good approach, a good proposal, and to fit with the client needs.
That's great. Thank you very much, Elena. Appreciate it. And again, nice to see your firm on the list, because you are new to the list, but obviously a very committed Kreston firm. So nice to see you. Now I'm going to move to Andy. So Andy, I'm going to give Andy a moment to unmute herself. So Andy, your firm isn't new to the list. We see Bishop Fleming quite a few times, but you are. So how nice to see a new face. So why don't you tell us, what do you do, and why do you think you are the person representing Bishop Fleming?
So my colleague Adele Clapp is probably the person that got it last year. So I've been working in global mobility and employment taxes. So obviously a lot of the work that we refer through Kreston is through employers that are coming to us with employees moving overseas or to the UK, or quite commonly at the moment we're seeing a lot of remote workers. So they're hiring people that are in different countries but are working remotely. So that is a lot of the work that we sort of refer across, and it's just helpful to have that extra service that we can offer to our clients to say, we can't advise on the Spanish side or in the UAE, but we've got these contacts that we can refer you to. And I think the clients quite appreciate that side of things, knowing that it's all sort of holistic advice, and they can get it all in one place rather than having to find their own advisors.
Yeah, so it's a little bit similar to what Mira was saying, isn't it? It's about make sure you know the expert you are, but you might not be the expert somewhere else. So, and I love the fact that you're here because of mobility, because COVID's, it was some long years, wasn't it? We had a nodding there. A few of us still feel it. So, out of interest, which countries are your clients going to?
We've had a lot going to Portugal. Quite recently, a few in the US is a common one as well, and I've actually had a few sort of Jersey, Isle of Wights, so there's quite a lot of ones, but yeah, Portugal seems to be very popular at the moment.
Do you know why Portugal? I
think they've just got a very favourable tax system over there, and I think they've also got favourable tax rates for pensioners. I know a lot of people are retiring in Portugal.
Well, when my time comes, Andy, you'll be the first to contact. I've always worked Portugal.
Brilliant.
And I know Elena is smiling, because I said Kreston IBA Audit in Spain. That's not really right. It's the Iberican Peninsula, which includes Portugal, and I had the pleasure of speaking to her very impressive new partner in Portugal. Literally, Elena, was it last week, 2 weeks ago? And so I think they'll be pretty excited to hear that. So we haven't even strengthened that. So that's really wonderful. Right, where should we go next? I'm going to go to another familiar face who's been very patient, and that's Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Nice to see you. You're obviously a previous winner as well. Rachel, has anything changed in the last year with clients? Are they demanding something different from you, or do you see different sorts of clients?
Not really this year. You know, we're still, we still see a lot in the global mobility space. So I do a lot of referrals out for global mobility, a lot to the UK, Canada, Mexico, just because of the borders. And so that's a big part of it. And then also just, you know, our clients are looking to expand globally. So, you know, I don't know what I don't know. So if they want to expand into Mexico and they're asking me, what do I need to consider? Then I tap somebody in Mexico because they're, you know, that's out of my realm. I say I'm an international tax manager, but that doesn't mean I know the tax law in 100+ countries. So I always rely on those experts, those local experts, to guide our clients and my clients, and look to them to have conversations and keep up email communication and things like that. So
yeah. That's great, Rachel. Again, that's a theme that's coming up, isn't it? And I think that's what Kreston is all about. It's connecting real experts in country with each other. And I think that's coming about. But it's a pleasure to see you again, and congratulations for being on the list again. And I'm going to say last but certainly not least is Steve, who is doing his best impression of being Hannah. Steve, congratulations to both of you, I'm going to say, and congratulations to your firm, Alex Pico. Maybe you could just tell us about something about your engagement, because you're a firm that's getting really quite engaged with Kreston, about your engagement with Kreston and how it would seem to be paying off for you, but don't let me put words in your mouth. But you are a top 10 referrer, so it would suggest it probably is.
Absolutely. No, thanks, Liza. So I think one of the things about Alex Pico Trust and what we are a trust company based in Jersey, in the Channel Islands. And whilst we're based in one jurisdiction, our clients are truly international and truly global, whether it may be settlors of trusts, beneficial owners of companies, or beneficiaries of trust. Our clients literally are spread across the world. Quite often the assets in the trusts and companies we look after are also spread across a number of jurisdictions. And this is where we find we have quite a global reach. And for us, it's what makes Kreston very relevant, because whilst we're based in one jurisdiction, it means when we need advisors, when we need experts in jurisdictions that our clients live at the moment, maybe where family members or next generation are thinking of moving to, or where we've got assets, we can plug in where we need to and bring those specialists in. And that's really the footprint, if you like, that we use. And that's one of the reasons we've seen ourselves in the top 10 referral list this particular year. And in terms of our engagement, what we're really trying to do is bring to life what can be done from the private client side, because there's a lot of work that happens from the corporate side, the tax side, the audit side, for example. What we're trying to do is also just permeate that up a little bit higher to the beneficial owners, perhaps, of some of these businesses, or where it's global mobility. If these individuals truly hit that high net worth or ultra high net worth status, then when they're moving from one jurisdiction to another, what's happening to their assets? Are their assets held domestically? Are they held overseas? Can they be warehoused through an appropriate structure? Does that give them some tax protection, some asset protection as well? Does it also work from a succession planning perspective? So this is where we see ourselves as almost being sort of central to that connection with the client, but then utilizing the different jurisdictions where we have that need to bring in the Kreston global community to that. And that's really part of the message that we're trying to take forward. And myself, from a personal perspective, I'm involved in the Kreston Global High Net Worth Individual group. And that's very much a message that we want to bring out to the wider community. Let's do more of what we're doing at the moment, because where you've got clients who then have that ongoing need, the vehicles that we set up, these are long-term, they're enduring vehicles. And we constantly link back, keep advice, keep information up to date and current. And that is what then really starts to create that flywheel effect, where there's more and more work happening, maybe via our office, maybe via some of the other jurisdictions where we have similar services, whether that's Cyprus, whether that's Mauritius, whether that's Luxembourg, whether that's Singapore. We have a number of jurisdictions across the Kreston community where services similar to those that we provide can be provided, as well as onshore domestic capabilities in the UK with some of the domestic UK trust companies. But all of these structures, they last for a long time. That's really what I'm saying. And they can only do that with the benefit of that advice. So that's, I think, where we're trying to get our engagement a little bit more deep and a bit more involved within the network. And hopefully that will just bring those long-term benefits to the wider community.
That's great. Thanks, Steve. Steve, have you, what's your experience of using Kreston Community to find colleagues across the globe?
I think it's getting better. I think there's more that can be done, especially in the sort of the private client space that we operate in. And that's part of the work that we're doing at the moment in terms of creating a proper landing page for the high net worth group, and then really identifying proper subject matter experts. Often you go to a jurisdiction and there may be 10 individuals on that drop down, and most of them will be covering very similar sort of needs. And then it's, how do I choose? You know, who is it that you think is going to be the right fit? It's really trying to narrow that down a bit, I think. So it makes it easier, because sometimes I think people say, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that. And you're covering a lot, but actually you might not be the best person in your jurisdiction to do that. So it's maybe just refining that a little bit, but it certainly works. I think across the board, I think we can all do more through the Kreston Community tab. Sometimes perhaps we just go direct because we know somebody and then we think about it afterwards, but by then maybe it's a bit too late. So I think we can all get better at it, but it's certainly a useful tool. And one, if we use it more, we'll get better at using it as well.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Steve. I think that's a very practical thing to say, because I get clients in from all sorts of sources. It can be anyone from our competitors. We had a really interesting proposal in last week, just direct, because through our improved website. And what I sometimes do is I may send an email just to say, maybe to Rich, can you just confirm that you do this service? Is it right? I send it to Rachel, or should it be this? And then I get that on the email, and then I put it through community. So it's a bit of I think it's always a bit of a parallel process. But thanks, Steve. I think your point's important, getting the right people in there and making sure they do what they say they do. Mm-hmm. So I think I've had the pleasure of speaking to you all. I'm just going to let Rich, you never get to ask a question. Do you have a comment, or would you like to ask anybody a question on what you've heard?
Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate all of the winners. I think what has struck me as I've been listening to each of them describe their experiences and the reasons that they feel they are on the list this year, bring up a theme of this, resource constraints and mobility and clients who are doing business and trying to tackle some of those challenges, much like we are as our member firms. Each of our firms struggle with the same issues. And I think that it would be helpful for us to consider whether or not we might want to set up global groups specific to those particular areas that our clients are facing, to the extent that they don't exist. Steve mentioned part of the high net worth group, and obviously there are global audit and tax and VAT groups. I think we call it indirect tax, but and corporate finance. But to the extent that there is some need and ability for our colleagues around the world to work together in a group as it relates to mobility and employment tax, perhaps that's something that we should be considering, going forward, to help with their collaboration and their ability to know who those critical experts are in the various jurisdictions. As several of them have mentioned, they look very carefully to the people who have the best expertise in those countries. I heard at least 4 or 5 people say that. And so helping them to know where those are, because much like you, when I have an opportunity that comes up, I generally reach out by email first and then follow up with a community referral. I did the same thing about 2 weeks ago with an audit that was being based out of the US, but 4 different countries had 21 different audits that needed to be conducted this year. And so they were looking for contacts in each of those countries. And so that's how I did it. I first reached out because of the people I knew. And obviously we all have our relationships and our connections. So our strategy and our purpose is to create those connections. If the tool, is a byproduct of that, the community tool, or if the groups are really a better driver of creating those connections, and I think we should be thinking about how best to employ those.
Yeah, great, Rich. Thank you very much. So just congratulations to our winners once again. We really do appreciate what you do. And I hope, as I said the word connect, you're connected to each other. I hope you look at each other and think, I know these people, because you are the drivers of the network. In my opinion, I'm very commercial. You probably know that. The people that sit with the clients are sort of my sort of people. So make sure you're connected with each other, because I think that's a pretty strong team I'm looking at now. So LinkedIn and all good places like that. So we now turn to another really exciting award that was only introduced last year, in fact, and that was in celebration of our 50th anniversary. And there, in fact, is our inaugural winner, who we've just met, actually, haven't we? There's Sudhir, and he's being given the first Spirit of Kreston Award by Raju Menon. So that's nice to see. So by this annual award, what we want to do is recognise people in our network who go absolutely above and beyond for the Kreston network, and who embody also the ethos of being an internationally minded person, seeking to connect people, clearly a passion of mine, and who are also very, very entrepreneurial, and they drive a positive change for their clients and society, really. And the person who inspired this award, and that's why I like it, it was our founder, who is Dr. Gabriel Brosselt, who's originally from Bansbach in Germany. Now, he was the founder of the network, and he talked about his desire to connect people because he had to serve clients, and that was what Kreston was all about. So we have given this award in his honor, and last year, in fact, his daughter Dagmar gave the award, which was just a nice touch. But let me hand over to Rich again to do this really special award, I think. Over to you, Rich. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. And yes, this is a special award for the network. It really tries to recognize the principles and the values on which the network was established by Dr. Brosselt, as you mentioned. He was really a visionary of his time, really motivated only by the ability to serve his clients who were expanding around the world, and he needed to have connections. And so the Spirit of Kreston Award is really trying to embody people who today within our network really live the same vision and have the same interests and drive. And so I was really excited that this year we received so many nominations, so many entries for this award, because to me, it's really a wonderful indication of the commitment and sense of belonging that our members have with respect to Kreston Global. So I would like to highlight a few of the finalists that we're going to offer special commendation for their ongoing commitment to the network, and then I'll announce the winner of the award at the end. The first person I would like to recognize with special commendation is Mark Taylor from Duncan and Topless in the UK. As part of Mark's nomination, he was described as follows. Mark has the ability to look at an upcoming trend which would create a unique business venture. He sees the possibilities before others see it existing. And so Mark has obviously contributed, as many of you may know, he is the leader of one of our global groups in international tax, and has been very active in collaborating with others around the world. So congratulations on special commendation for Mark. The next special commendation I would like to offer is to Rezar Lukasic from Kreston, Albania. The point that was made about Rezar in his nomination was that since founding his company in 2011, Rezar's visionary leadership and commitment to cultural understanding inspired him to join forces with global powerhouses such as Kreston Global. And to me, this is a very important ingredient in the success of our network, is people who are looking to be active and to contribute, and then they will obviously expect and receive a return for that effort. But it's people like Rezar who can see where they would like to go and have a vision for themselves in the future that look to Kreston and are finding value here. And that is why we exist. That is why Kreston exists, is to create those connections. So congratulations to Rezar on his commendation. The next I would like to commend for special commendation is Ivo Kleijs from Kreston VDN in Belgium. The comment made about Ivo and his nomination was that Ivo is constantly networking with others with a sense of growing business and growing Kreston Global's network. For Ivo, now is the time for developing and networking. And that is exactly the spirit that we embody within Kreston, is creating these connections. And the way you create those is by networking and becoming known to others. So thanks to Ivo for all of his efforts and all of his participation across the network. And last of the special commendations, but certainly not least, is Kees Tuissen from Kreston Lentink in the Netherlands. It was noted in Kees's nomination that Kees took on an international pitch at short notice and had to react to a very tight timetable. He identified and brought together a significant team of people and motivated them to band together to produce excellent results. And this also, to me, demonstrates the spirit of Kreston, and a very good reason for why he was nominated. This ability to collaborate, this ability to create connections, to bring people together and motivate them to do things for a global client in a very cohesive and collaborative way. And so congratulations to Kees for all of his efforts and the nomination. Thank you to all 4 of these special commendations. As I mentioned, there were quite a few nominations, more than I think we've had in the last 2 years. So it's really exciting, but it makes it a very difficult choice for our teams to go through and pick the winners. But congratulations to all 4 of you. And now I would like to announce the winner of the Kreston Spirit of Kreston Award. And just by way of background, the winner is actually chosen by the Kreston Global headquarters from the pool of candidates. And for the reasons mentioned before, their wholehearted commitment to making the network the best it can be. And as I mentioned, the 4 people that received special commendations exhibited just those very behaviors. But our winner this year, and I'm pleased to announce, is Emily Baldwin from Kreston Reeves in the UK. Emily is unfortunately not able to be with us today. She is traveling and Wi-Fi is not good where she is. So on behalf of Emily, I would like to invite Andrew Griggs, senior partner from Kreston Reeves, to say a few words about Emily and about the meaning of this award to him and his firm on her behalf. Andrew, handing over to you now.
Rich, thank you very much. And thank you to everybody at Kreston Global for this award, which I humbly accept on behalf of Emily. Emily, as some people know, actually stood up and spoke at the World Conference in Madrid last October, being part of the Emerging Talent Group. And this group has had a fantastic year. And I think it was noticeable how different the World Conference was last year and how they listened and reacted to what was said. And again, there's a generational difference here, but it was the next generation of people coming through saying what they're looking for from organizations, and not in a dictatorial fashion, but from a helping fashion and working with. And I was reflecting back to a conference, a world conference we had many years ago, where one of the external speakers said, if the emerging talent recognize the skills of perhaps the older talent, and the older talent recognize the skills of the younger talent, then you get 1 and 1 is 3. And I think the work that this group has done, and the work that Emily has done with the group in terms of helping them and coaching them, is great. And for Kreston Reeves, it's a fantastic achievement, because we're very much about sustainability. And when I say sustainability, I'm not just thinking of the ESG sustainability. I'm talking about the longevity of an organization and a firm. And we take very seriously the amount of time we invest in our people to ensure that we have future succession going forward. And I think the work that Emily has done, not only for us, but for Kreston Global this year has been phenomenal. So thank you, Rich.
Thank you, Andrew. And I will just highlight, as you mentioned, that the comment in her nomination, which was one of the reasons that she was chosen, was that Emily is really proactively helping to achieve one of Kreston's key strategic plan pillars, that of forward thinking, by helping to drive the Kreston Futures Emerging Talent Committee and ensure that their voice and input is heard across the network. And I think that's what you just described, you know, the experience from what people would have had if they had been in Spain last year for our World Conference. And I agree that the dynamic and the ambiance of the conference last year was different than any other that I had ever attended. And I've been attending Kreston conferences since 2005. So it was really exciting to me to see the shift in the dynamic and the participation by people outside of you know, a single generation. It was really multi-generational, as you said. So congratulations to Kreston Reeves and to Emily. It's really an exciting thing, and we're very happy that she is our winner and will represent Kreston for the next year until we award it to the next person. So with that, I will hand over to Liza to close out the rest of the day. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Rich. And Andrew, congratulations to Kreston Reeves and to Emily in particular. Having worked with Emily a little bit, I've just witnessed, you know, her energy and her drive. And I like Emily's way because she's very strategic, because she does do that forward thinking, doesn't she, about futures? But she also just help other people sort of engage with Kreston. I believe we have an award. Do you have the award for Emily? Is it safely on someone's desk?
I have it here. I have it here in front of me.
Can we see it?
I don't know. Hopefully you can.
Oh, yes, if you lift it up. Oh, yes, beautiful. Wow. A whole globe in your hands. Isn't that Kreston? That's lovely.
It is. I've got to see if I can. How about that? How about that?
That's perfect. Yeah. That is just perfect. Well, congratulations. And that's really nice. And please thank Emily and everyone that supports her for all the impact she's made on us. That's great to see the award. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that really brings us to the end. I have to thank Rich, as always, for his fantastic sort of co-hosting of these events. It's greatly appreciated, Rich. And I need to congratulate all the winners again. And as you said, Rich, you know, this Spirit of Kreston Award is just becoming hotter and hotter, I would say, in a positive way. And all those people, and I wrote about it earlier on LinkedIn, I know them personally. I've worked with them personally. And I'm so glad how clear you were that they should be so commended for their work, because I'd give them all an award as well. But I do say, Emily, I think that's a very worthy winner for all she is doing. But it's great. It's really great. And I look forward to seeing you know, what happens next year with the awards. But thanks to all the winners, thanks to Rich, and thanks to all the contributors in the network. This is an incredibly vibrant network. We're seen as a vibrant network externally and internally, and I'm extremely proud of working for Kreston and also representing this really wonderful profession. And I would like to just give a special mention, actually, and it's slightly linked to Emily, actually, because it's a special mention to the Kreston Emerging Talent Committee. It was actually led by Emily, because they have given some really wonderful contribution this week. I had the pleasure on, I think it was Tuesday, on hosting the Power of Purpose, where there were 2 events, and I had 4 members of that committee who helped present what they were doing, which was really, really wonderful. And I hope you found them as interesting and sort of inspiring as I did, as we learn how sort of the next generation of accounting leaders are making their mark and finding their way to contribute to our purpose. But thank you very much. Congratulations to everyone, and a very, very happy Kreston week. Bye-bye, everybody.